You've got to stop crying like it's over, because it's not. Listen, champions don't cry to quit. They cry to keep going. The pain you're feeling, the struggle you're facing, that's the price of greatness. You didn't come this far just to come this far. Every tear is watering the seeds of your future. You cry, yes, but not in defeat, in determination. You cry because you're in it, because you want it, because success is calling your name. Don't cry to give up, cry to level up. Wipe your face and keep moving. Your destiny is waiting. Pain is a sign of growth, not a reason to quit. Too often, we misunderstand the role of pain in our journey. We've been conditioned to avoid discomfort, to escape hardship, and to believe that struggle means something is wrong. But in truth, pain is the evidence that something powerful is happening within you. When you're stretching beyond what you've known, when you're pushing past your limits, when you're fighting through the old version of yourself to step into the new, pain shows up. It doesn't arrive to break you. It arrives to build you. You don't grow in comfort. Muscles don't strengthen without resistance. Diamonds don't form without pressure. The most successful people in the world, the ones we admire, quote, and aspire to become, they've all felt the heat of pain, and not just once. They've walked through it, cried through it, and kept moving. What separated them from those who quit wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It was how they responded when pain knocked on the door. They didn't see it as a signal to stop. They saw it as a test they had to pass. You see, pain has purpose. It teaches you what comfort cannot. It teaches resilience, endurance, self-belief, and emotional grit. It shows you that you're capable of more than you thought. When life gets hard and everything in you wants to quit, that's the moment your true strength begins to surface. That's when growth is taking root. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to shape you, mold you, prepare you for the life you've been praying for, working for, and dreaming of. Quitting in the face of pain is like walking away from the gym because the weights feel heavy. Of course they feel heavy. That's how your body gets stronger. The same is true in life. The pain of discipline, the pain of setbacks, the pain of rejection, the pain of long nights and early mornings. Those are the weights you lift on the road to becoming who you were meant to be. Every tear, every scar, every sleepless night is not in vain. It's all part of your transformation. You can't rise if you're not willing to fall. You can't lead if you haven't first been broken. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs real people who have been through the fire and came out with wisdom, with passion, with purpose. That's who you're becoming, even if it hurts, especially because it hurts. If you can shift your mindset and start seeing pain, not as punishment, but as preparation, everything changes. You stop running from difficulty and start leaning into it. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? There's greatness inside you, but it won't come out without a fight. Growth requires friction, and that friction may cause you to cry, to doubt, to question everything. But don't let it cause you to quit. You were not built to give up. You were built to overcome. This moment of pain will pass, but the strength you gain will last forever. So when it hurts, don't shrink, stretch. When it burns, don't break, breathe. And when you feel like quitting, remember this is where the growth lies. Keep pushing, keep climbing, keep becoming. Pain is not your enemy. It's your evidence that you're still in the fight. Every struggle is preparing you for your breakthrough. It might not feel like it when you're in the middle of the storm, when everything is falling apart, when the weight on your shoulders feels too heavy to bear. But that struggle is not here to destroy you. It's here to develop you. It's molding you, shaping you, and forging something inside you that comfort never could. Struggle is not a detour. It's part of the process. Every setback, every disappointment, every closed door is building a version of you that's strong enough to handle the success waiting on the other side. We live in a world that often glorifies overnight success, but real breakthroughs are rarely instant. They're built brick by brick in the dark, through the quiet moments when nobody's watching, when you feel alone, and when you're tempted to give up. That's where breakthroughs are born. In the struggle, in the perseverance, in the decision to keep moving even when the odds are stacked against you. You have to understand that nothing great is achieved without resistance. Just like a seed breaks through the soil or a butterfly fights through the cocoon, you too must go through a process of pressure before you rise. Struggles test your commitment to your vision. They ask you, how bad do you want it? And are you willing to grow through this pain? Because growth never happens without discomfort. If everything came easy, you would never stretch. You wouldn't learn patience, persistence, or the power of standing back up after a fall. The struggle is building your emotional endurance. It's giving you the tools to navigate the very future you've been dreaming about. Without the struggle, you wouldn't be ready for the blessing. You wouldn't have the wisdom to maintain what you're fighting for. Sometimes we ask for success, and life gives us challenges, not to punish us, but to prepare us. To strip away the excuses, the doubt, the fear, and replace them with focus, discipline, and faith. You are not being buried by your struggle. You're being planted. And the deeper the roots, the higher the rise. Don't curse the dark days. They're training you for the spotlight. They're strengthening you so that when the breakthrough comes, you can handle it with grace, with gratitude, and with the wisdom that only experience brings. You have to learn to trust the process, even when it's unclear, even when the path doesn't make sense. Struggles don't always come with answers. They come with lessons. And sometimes the lesson isn't what you expected, but it's exactly what you needed. Every sleepless night, every heartbreak, every failure is part of your foundation. It's preparing your character, sharpening your vision, and forcing you to dig deeper than you thought you could. And it's in that depth that you find the strength to rise. The breakthrough isn't just the achievement, it's the transformation. It's who you become in the process. The real reward is the person who emerges on the other side of the struggle, the one who is wiser, braver, and stronger than ever before. You're not here by accident. You're not going through this for nothing. There is purpose in your pain. There is value in your valley. And if you can hold on, if you can keep believing, keep pushing, and keep rising, you will look back and realize the struggle didn't stop you. It shaped you. It didn't block your breakthrough. It built it. So don't run from the struggle. Embrace it. Learn from it. Grow through it. Because it's preparing you for something greater than you can even imagine. Tears are fuel, not failure. They are not signs of weakness. They are signs of release. Proof that you care deeply, that you're fighting something within, that you're invested in your journey. People may see your tears and think you're breaking down, but what they don't see is that something powerful is rising inside of you. Those tears are not the end of the story. They are a part of the transformation. They are cleansing the pain, the pressure, the frustration, and making room for clarity, courage, and purpose. When you cry, it means you're alive in the fight. It means your heart is still in it. There will be moments when the weight of your dreams feels unbearable. Moments when it feels like nobody understands how hard you're trying, how much you're sacrificing, how much you're battling behind closed doors. And in those moments, the tears may come. Let them. But don't mistake them for defeat. Let them flow, but never let them stop you. Your tears are not signs that you're losing. They're signs that you're growing, that you're being stretched into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone who refuses to quit. Tears speak when words fall short. They express the silent strength of a soul that refuses to give up, even when everything hurts. They are a natural response to deep emotional pressure, but they also hold power. The kind of power that cleanses your spirit, sharpens your mind, and prepares your body for another round. Every drop is a reminder that you're still fighting. That even if you're tired, you haven't surrendered. That even if you're hurting, you haven't given in. You cry because you're pushing, because you're evolving, because something inside you knows this fight is worth it. Sometimes we think that being strong means never crying. But real strength is in feeling everything and choosing to move forward anyway. Strength is standing back up with tear-stained cheeks and saying, "I'm not done yet." Your tears don't disqualify you from success. They make you more qualified. They remind you that you're human, that you're connected to your purpose, that your vision matters that much. You're not a robot. You're a soul with a mission. And that mission is fueled by everything you feel, not just what you show on the outside. Think about all the moments you could have quit but didn't. All the nights you stayed up wrestling with doubt. All the days you showed up while breaking inside. Those tears you shed weren't signs that you failed. They were fuel that pushed you to keep going. Every tear you've cried on the path to your goals is like water to a seed. It may fall and seem to disappear, but it's doing something underground. It's feeding growth. It's nurturing purpose. It's softening the soil so something greater can break through. And when your breakthrough finally comes, when you look back on all those moments, those tears will mean something. They will remind you of how far you've come, how much you've endured, how much heart you poured into your journey. You'll realize that the tears weren't the end. They were part of the process, part of the fuel that kept you moving forward. That every time you cried, you came out a little stronger, a little clearer, a little more determined, that the crying wasn't quitting. It was healing. You are not weak for crying. You are real. You are raw. You are fully present in the moment that's shaping your future. Don't hide your tears. Honor them. Let them remind you that your journey is not easy, but it's worth it. That your pain has a purpose, that your struggle has meaning. So cry if you must, but never confuse your tears for failure. Because those tears, they're fuel, and they're driving you straight into your greatness. Quitting guarantees defeat. Persistence creates success. The moment you choose to quit, you close the door on every possibility, every breakthrough, every reward that could have been just one more step away. Quitting makes the struggle permanent. It cements failure not because you weren't capable, but because you stopped too soon. On the other hand, persistence keeps you in the game. It keeps the story alive. It means no matter how many times you fall, you rise again. No matter how hard it gets, you keep showing up. And in that decision to persist lies the seed of every great success story the world has ever known. You don't fail when you fall. You fail when you stop trying. The path to success is never a straight line. It's a journey filled with setbacks, rejections, disappointments, and doubts. But it's in those exact moments, when most people quit, that the few who keep going begin to separate themselves. Persistence doesn't mean you won't feel tired, discouraged, or even broken at times. It means you refuse to let those emotions stop you. It means your purpose is stronger than your pain. Your why is greater than your weakness. You've decided that no matter how long it takes or how rough the road becomes, you're going to keep pressing forward. Success isn't just about talent or timing. It's about consistency. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about waking up every day with the discipline to take one more step, to try one more time, to rise after every fall. The world may not reward you immediately. You might not see the results you want right away, but persistence is a long-term investment. It compounds, it builds resilience, credibility, wisdom, and strength. And eventually, it opens doors that quitting never could. You've got to understand that quitting is final. Once you quit, you remove yourself from the process. You stop learning. You stop evolving. You give up the chance to become who you were meant to be. But when you persist, when you keep going even when the odds are against you, something shifts inside you. You develop character. You build inner fire. You learn how to face adversity without folding. You start to believe in your own ability to overcome. That belief becomes your superpower. Success doesn't come to those who never struggle. It comes to those who never surrender. The people who make it, the ones we admire and celebrate, are not the ones who had an easy ride. They're the ones who faced the same doubts and obstacles you're facing right now, but they kept moving. They failed forward. They stumbled, but they didn't stay down. And because they didn't quit, they grew. They learned. They broke through. There will be moments when quitting feels like the only option, when the pain outweighs the progress, when your mind whispers that it's not worth it, that you're wasting your time. But those moments are not the end. They're the test. That's when your destiny is watching. That's when your future is asking, how bad do you really want this? And your answer has to be action. Keep going. Keep climbing. Keep believing even if it's just by a thread, because every step forward is one step closer. Every moment you persist is a message to the universe that you are not giving up. The truth is, quitting is easy. Persistence is hard. But persistence is what changes lives. It's what creates champions, leaders, innovators, and legends. It's what turns ordinary people into extraordinary examples of human potential. So when the temptation to quit comes, and it will come, remember this: quitting guarantees defeat, but persistence gives you a fighting chance at success. And as long as you keep going, there's still time for the story to change. Your emotions are valid, but your mission is greater. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, frustrated, disappointed, or even scared. Those emotions are real. They are a natural response to the challenges you're facing. You're not weak because you feel deeply. You're human. And acknowledging your emotions doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're honest enough to face what's happening inside of you. But you have to remember, while your emotions deserve to be felt, they don't always deserve to lead. Your mission, your purpose, has to be stronger than your moment of pain. There will be days when your emotions try to take over. Days when you don't want to show up, when you want to stay in bed, when everything in you says, I can't do this anymore. And in those moments, you must remind yourself of why you started. You must go back to the vision, the goal, the future that's bigger than what you're feeling right now. Because emotions are temporary, but purpose is permanent. If you let a temporary feeling dictate your permanent outcome, you rob yourself of everything you're capable of becoming. Your emotions are signals, not stop signs. They're there to tell you something, to help you pause and reflect, but not to paralyze you. They don't mean the mission is over. They mean something inside of you is changing. They are part of your process, but they are not your master. If you allow every emotion to determine your direction, you'll never find consistency. And success demands consistency. Growth demands discipline. Fulfillment demands that you keep showing up even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when you'd rather run from the pressure. You were not given your vision by accident. It was planted in you because you are capable of bringing it to life. And that mission, that calling, will always come with resistance. You will be challenged. You will be tested. And sometimes those tests come through your own emotions. But emotions don't make decisions. You do. You get to decide if this moment is where you pause or where you push. You get to decide if your feelings become a weight or a weapon. You get to choose whether they weaken your resolve or fuel your fight. Greatness requires that you rise above what you feel and reach into who you are. It demands that you stand firm in your truth, even when your emotions try to cloud it. The mission you carry, to become better, to inspire others, to reach your potential, is bigger than a bad day. It's bigger than the fear, the anxiety, the moments of doubt. It's bigger than your frustration and far greater than your fatigue. Your mission is your anchor. And when the storm of emotion tries to shake you, you hold on tighter. You remind yourself that purpose gives pain meaning, that the weight of your calling is not a curse, but a sign that you are chosen for something more. Let your emotions inform you, but let your purpose lead you. Cry if you need to. Breathe. Pause. Acknowledge what you're going through, but don't unpack there. Don't live in that space. Process the emotion and get back to the mission. The world doesn't need perfection. It needs your persistence. Your legacy won't be written by how perfect you felt, but by how powerfully you moved through what you felt. Your emotions are valid, yes, but your mission, your why, your vision, your future is far greater. So feel it and then finish it. because you didn't come this far to let a moment keep you from your movement. Cry through it, then rise and conquer. Let the tears fall if they must. Let the pain pour out. Let your soul speak in silence. There is no shame in crying. There is no weakness in the breaking point. In fact, there is power in it. Because those tears, they are proof that you're in the fight, that something inside you still cares, that your heart is still connected to the mission. Life is going to test you. It's going to knock you down, sometimes over and over. And in those moments when everything feels like too much, when the pressure becomes unbearable, you may find yourself in tears. Let them come, but don't let them stop you. You cry because you're still standing. You cry because you're carrying weight most people don't see. You cry because you're still trying, still pushing, still believing. That's not failure. That's strength in its rawest form. Some of your most important victories won't come in the spotlight. They'll come in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when you're breaking on the inside, but refusing to break on the outside. That's where warriors are born. Not in comfort, not in ease, but in those moments when the only thing keeping you going is the fire in your soul and the tears on your face. Crying is not quitting. It's a part of the process. It's what happens when your spirit is purging the weight of the climb. You're not crying to give up. You're crying to release, to reset, to refuel. You cry through it because you're human, but then you rise. You rise. The mission is bigger than the moment. You rise because deep down you know you weren't built to break. You were built to rise, to fight, to overcome. And then you conquer, not because the journey was easy, but because you didn't let it defeat you. Conquering doesn't mean you feel perfect. It doesn't mean you never hurt again. It means you move forward with the pain. It means you refuse to let the pain make you bitter or the tears make you stop. You use every ounce of it as fuel. Every tear that fell from your eyes is watering the foundation of your comeback. Every moment you felt weak is building a strength inside you that no one can take away. You rise not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Because there's something on the other side of the struggle that's worth fighting for. The rise is personal. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's a quiet decision to not quit. Sometimes it's choosing to believe again after being disappointed. Sometimes it's simply getting out of bed when your heart is heavy and your soul is tired. But every rise, no matter how small, is a step toward victory. And over time, those small steps add up to something powerful, something unshakable, something that changes your life. And then comes the conquer. That moment when everything you went through, everything you cried over, everything you fought for starts to make sense. When the pieces come together, when your strength shows, when your character shines, when you look back and realize you didn't just survive, you became someone unbreakable. That's the power of crying through it and rising anyway. That's what makes you unstoppable. Because no matter how many times life pushed you down, you never stayed there. So cry if you must. Let it out. But when the tears dry, when the silence settles, when the pain fades, even slightly, stand up, shake the dust off. Look yourself in the mirror and remember who you are. You were never meant to stay down. You were meant to rise. You were born to conquer. And no tear you've shed will go to waste if you keep going. Cry through it, then rise and conquer. That's how legacies are made.